just got ourselves some breaking news in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. And it's like we already said, the SEC officially filing their motion for leave to file an interlocutory appeal in the Ripple case. And here's what it says. Please take note that on August 18th, the SEC respectfully moves the court to certify for interlocutory appeal. Pursuant to this rule, certain holdings from the court's July 13th order on summary judgment. The plaintiff SEC makes the motion before Analicia Torres at the Daniel Patrick United States Courthouse. Please take further notice that pursuant to the court's order dated August 17th, defendant's response, if any, shall be filed no later than September 1st. So again, what we got right now is the SEC putting up a request. This does not mean that they have appealed and the decision is now going to be made by the judge. No, what they've done now is basically ask the judge if they should be getting the right to appeal. So if they should be able to basically go against the decision right now as we speak. Now, first of all, Ripple also has to respond. And then second of all, the judge still has the power to deny it. We stated earlier, though, that all these parts have two sides. On the one end, it would be pretty nice for Ripple if this were approved, because that would basically mean the judge can then slam it in their faces and throughout the process also set her ruling in stone on a way further ground. Now, on an opposite side, it will be pretty exciting for Ripple if this gets denied, because that is what they wanted, at least what they said. And that would also mean that the SEC would have to wait another year or two before they could actually try fight it. In the meantime, obviously, the crypto space would be moving though. And again, we get a lot further in the whole ETF scheme and basically everything in that ballpark, right? I mean, John Reed Stark said this a little bit earlier. Coinbase has failed to, this is an ex-SEC member. Oh, and by the way, if you did not do it yet, make sure you go ahead and press the like button. Let's try to get to 700 likes. Let's see if we can do that. That would be pretty awesome, and I think we can. So just make sure you press that like button. John Reed Stark. Coinbase has failed to register with the US SEC as an exchange, as a broker-dealer, and as a clearing firm. Here is my opinion, together with an easy-to-understand example of why this is really bad. And again, he quotes Bloomberg that states, scam crypto tokens proliferate on blockchain hatched by Coinbase, talking about Base, the layer 2 for Ethereum. I am presuming somebody was laughing at this all a little bit, saying, hey, you just said the main reason we're in this industry is because we don't want to be censored. And John today, I don't find that funny. I guess for you, the freedom from government protection, recourse, restitution, and remediation is a cause worth becoming destitute. Damn. Now, anyway, David Schwartz, the CTO over at Ripple, had this to say. Crypto lacks regulatory oversight, all right, on the one hand. On the opposite side, oppose new crypto regulations. That's basically what the SEC has been going for. In this example here, saying, hey, the regulations are not as proper. On the opposite side, whenever new regulations need to be stepped in, they're saying, no, let's not do that because the regulations are already quite clear. We don't need to go sit down and make rules, and we're opposed to all these different ideas. ETFs, no, that sounds really, really bad. Anything in terms of progress to them sounds bad for some reason. I don't know why. And John Reed Stark is of that same opinion. You can't be having your cake and eating it too. You either have to be on the fence of saying, hey, you know what? Crypto needs to be regulated more properly. Or be on the side of, no, the way it's regulated now, it's good. We don't need these new regulations. You can't be against new regulations and against new rulemaking and thoughts, while also saying there need to be new rules and new thoughts, etc., etc., etc. But that kind of is the SEC's slam on things. And that's where things get funny, and I've been sharing that for a little while right now with the way the SEC does things. With regards to ETFs, with regards to basically anything that they do, even in the Ripple case as well, it seems to always be the weirdest path that they could ever take. Anyway, today we're also supposed to get some grayscale decision. Unfortunately, we did not. We did see our Ripple decision, which was juicy. I'm just going to quickly share this clip with you because I thought it was rather interesting. It's Mr. Trump talking about the Fed Chair Jerome Powell and about how the system is a little bit rigged. But just take a listen.
A second Trump administration, you have to put up with Jay Powell. What would you do about that? And would you think about reappointing him or speaking with him, or how would you handle that? Because interest rates can be important tools to stop inflation, but they can also destroy growth.
Yeah, I would not reappoint him. I thought he was always late. whether it was good or bad, but he was always late. I was surprised he was reappointed. Probably he got reappointed because they knew I didn't like him much. I felt that he was not good. In fact, I was very tough on him. And if I wasn't, I think we would have had much higher interest rates for much longer. And we had a boom, and it was primarily, in fact, one time, it looked like I was going to come down on him very hard. And he actually dropped them so much that it was like, he dropped them so much at one time. Remember? And people said, wow, what's wrong with the economy?
You gave him most improved player.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm not a fan of Jay Powell.
Anyway, it made me really think, is a second opinion, so to speak, is the next generation really going to be that much better? I mean, if we're seriously talking about Chair Gensler, for example, do we really want him out of office? Well, I'd say yes, because he's not been doing a good job. But if we think about it, I remember when we all thought the moment that Jay Clayton would go, things would be getting better. But then Gary Gensler came in and things only got worse. And so I'm sometimes thinking, what if this guy, Gary Gensler, is not even acting at peak at peak worst performance? Just meaning the next person could do so much worse, like double trouble bad. I mean, from a certain perspective, I'm thinking you can't possibly do even worse. On the opposite side, I'm thinking I've been surprised more often than not. And even now, I mean, the SEC is ridiculously stupid with the way they've been stifling innovation, but they could do even worse. And I still, even though I agree with Elon Musk with his thoughts of saying, we don't respect the SEC, but we do respect the justice system, I still stand by that thought of saying, hey, you know what? The SEC is doing a lot of dumb stuff. And some judges are definitely either corrupt or stupid. You know, it's just the baseline. If we've got 1,000 judges, at least a couple are going to be dumb in the brain. I don't want to name names, but the judge in the Ripple case has made a perfectly good verdict. Could have been, I guess, even more perfect, but it was pretty good. Some judges will be on the wrong side of history. But overall, I think if we extrapolate a little bit and take a look over a couple years, this will even itself out, though, even though there's so many bad actors and so many attempts to destroy this technology. And I mean, the crypto market's been pretty controversial. Bitcoin almost breaking 26,000 again, which a little while ago would have been a bullish announcement. Now it's actually bearish. XRP slightly above 50 cents. Ethereum at 1650, even though the ETF news came out. And that's what I was trying to say. Like, the news is all over the place right now. CBDC revolution, MasterCard and Ripple XRP and the Ethereum's consensus join forces for digital currency innovation. The SEC set forth on basically approving Ether futures ETFs and people being pretty bullish on that. Whether people want to admit it or not, Adam is 100% correct here. And if the SEC approves an Ether futures ETF, I agree it is favorable to any potential appeal involving XRP because, well, Ether is basically an investment contract of some sort. And Adam says you couldn't have a futures ETF made on an unregistered security. Yada, yada, yada. The story is quite clear. People will always try to debate it, but at the end of the day, the SEC has been driven into a narrow corner. JP Morgan says Bitcoin miners are diversifying ahead of the halving. Some people are saying that's why Bitcoin's dominance is actually going down. As some of the Bitcoin bears, well, they're actually massively bullish on Bitcoin, but they're just going for altcoins. Yet the moment that Bitcoin broke down, as these guys were selling, people got more fearful, and so the entire market moved down. But perhaps altcoins were even spared a little bit because of this diversification by the Bitcoin miners. And like I've been saying earlier, liquidations in the market have been pretty damn wild. Just take a look at what we saw yesterday, right? Like $1 billion worth of trades got liquidated, which is wild. But at the end of the day here, it's to be expected when the market moves just this much. And just so we're on the same page here, I just wanted to quickly get the official filing out for you guys as well. James Filan said breaking the SEC filed their motion to certify intellectual appeal. I explained at the start what this means. This, by the way, right here is a scam. Be careful with it. And it was fast because the judge ordered them to do so within 24 hours, basically. And now it's not up to the judge to deny it just quite yet. No, we're going to wait for Ripple first. In theory, they could. I mean, this right here is 72 motherfucking pages, of which the majority is not that relevant. As we stated before, this is just the SEC explaining why they should be allowed to file for an intellectual appeal, not why they should be able to file for an appeal at all, just for this specific, quicker appeal than normal. And I'd say the only part that could be relevant still is the conclusion. The court should grant the SEC's motion, and certify an interlocutory appeal for the summary judgment rulings the defendant's XRP offers and sales on crypto asset trading platforms and offers and sales in exchange for non-cash consideration did not violate Section 5 of the Securities Act. The court should also stay the remainder of these proceedings during the pendency of this motion and any forthcoming appeal. So what this says is, again, let's pause the rest of the lawsuit and let's go back on the decision you made on XRP's sales by Ripple and other basically ways they gave away XRP for developers and whatnot. Yeah, that's basically it. And then again, they give different reasons, like it says at the beginning here, the table of contents. It just explains here all their different reasonings. But yeah, a lot of this bottom part, like the other 65 pages or so, are exhibits where they basically share all the transparent documents Ripple shared. For example, all their quarterly market reports, trying to state that they still are selling XRP, this, that. Yeah, scrolling through, I think it's literally only that. It's only these exhibits that are just Ripple's quarterly sales throughout the last couple of years, which is it's quite peculiar. But yeah, guys, that's about it. Hopefully, guys, have got that notification bell on so you're notified every single time something happens. Again, you see it just now. James Filan just posted this 17 minutes ago. I've been recording for more than 20 minutes, so I actually started this before he even posted this. But yeah, I'll get this out as soon as I can, and see you guys again in another crypto video, hopefully very soon. But make sure you put the notification bell on.